Hi everyone, I'm Christine from Yoga Berry, and today we're going to do a practice focusing on the core strength, on Mula Bandha and the pelvic floor. So let's come to lying down on the back. To start with, just having the feet flat on the ground. Just making sure that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. The feet are relatively close towards you. And then just close your eyes. Taking a few breaths in and out through the nose. So just arriving here in the present moment. Taking a few moments to check in with yourself. How you're feeling. How your breath is feeling. Just letting everything go that has happened so far during your day. Just forgetting for the next kind of half an hour or so what you need to be doing later or what you've been planning for the rest of the day. Just staying present here, staying with your body, taking the time to look after yourself. Good, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. See if you can drop a little bit more into the ground with every exhale, releasing any tension. Good. And then from there, I'd like you to bring your awareness to your core muscles, to your pelvic floor. So just slowly starting to lift the pelvic floor now. So if you're not familiar with it, it's those muscles that stop you from going to the toilet. So see if on the exhale, just lifting the pelvic floor. On the inhale, slowly release. Just doing this a few times just to check in and get used to using those muscles. Good. On the next exhale, we're going to work a little bit stronger. So at the same time, we're going to draw the navel back to the spine. Just very gently to begin with. Inhale to release, exhale, drawing the navel back to the spine. Good. One more, like this. And then on the next one, we're going to lift the pelvic floor. We're going to draw the navel back to the spine. And at the same time, we're going to flatten the lower back into the ground. So if you're not sure, just bring your hand to the lower back. And on the next exhale, slowly, gently pressing into your hand. So you might feel that there's a tip of the pelvis. So we're tipping the pelvis forwards towards you. So just release the hand and try to do it without. Exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, drawing the navel back to the spine and flattening the lower back into the ground. Now at the same time, make sure that your shoulders stay relaxed. Inhale, releasing. And another one on the exhale, pelvic floor, navel back to the spine, tipping the pelvis forward, pressing the lower back into the ground, shoulders stay relaxed. On the next inhale, we're going to keep the engagement of those muscles, so don't release. Exhale, going a little bit deeper, so we're tipping the pelvis a little bit more, thinking about curling the tailbone. Inhale to stay, exhale, tipping the pelvis, just slowly starting to peel the spine off the ground, starting from the tailbone. Inhale to stay, exhale, tipping the pelvis a little bit more. You might start to feel it in the thighs. Inhale to stay, exhale. At the same time, start to press into the feet. So we're slowly starting to lift the hips off the ground. Inhale, staying where you are. Exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, tilting the pelvis. Inhale to stay. Exhale, a little bit further. Inhale to stay. Exhale, pressing into the feet a little bit more, coming up just slowly with the hips. So just continue like this and see how far you want to take this. So the main thing is we're keeping this whole area engaged here. So you might not be able to come up all the way like you might do with a normal bridge pose, where it's more about opening up through the chest. So we're keeping it a little bit lower, just making sure we're really engaging the core muscles here. We're engaging the legs. Good. And once you've arrived at the top, taking a breath here, and then on the exhale, slowly releasing back down. Good. Taking a few breaths just to release completely. Good. And then slowly start to extend the legs from here. Good. So we're going to do a few leg lifts from here. So again, bring your awareness to your pelvic floor, bring your awareness to your core muscles, drawing the navel back to the spine, engaging Mula Bandha, activating Mula Bandha if you're familiar with that terminology. Good. Making sure that the shoulders stay relaxed. You can have the palms facing down here, just making sure the shoulder blades are sliding down. So we're making space between the shoulders and the ears. Good. And then on the next inhale, lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. We're flexing the feet here. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. So just moving with your breath. Inhale, lifting the right. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. So just alternating legs, making sure you keep drawing the navel back to the spine. See if you can really lift the pelvic floor. Good. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. So the slower you make those movements, the more controlled you make the movements, the better really. So let's do one more on each side. Inhale the right, exhale, slowly lower the leg down. Inhale the left, exhale, slowly lower the leg down. And then from there, just bend the knees, bring the knees in towards the chest, rocking from side to side a few times. Releasing the back. So this is a really lovely massage for the lower back. Good. And then releasing the legs. One more. Let's work a little bit stronger. So if you want to protect your lower back a little bit, if you know you might get a little bit achy in the lower back, bring the palms flat underneath the bottom to slightly lift the hips a little bit. So again, very important to relax the upper body. The upper body is completely relaxed. The movement is coming from the core. On the next inhale, lifting both legs up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower the legs down with control. Inhale, lifting the legs. Exhale, slowly lower the legs down. Let's see if we can do 10 of these. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lowering the legs down. If it's too much, if at any point it's pulling in the lower back, then come back to the single leg lifts. So on number 5 now, inhale to lift. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. 6, lifting up. Exhale, down. And 7, lifting up. Making sure the shoulders stay relaxed. 8, long breaths, deep inhale, deep exhale. 9, almost there. Slowly lower the legs down. And last one. Good. Slowly Releasing the legs, bend the knees, bring the knees in towards the chest, rocking from side to side, releasing. Good. And then from there, just bring the feet flat on the ground and let's roll over to the side, bringing yourself up to all fours from here. Let's turn around this way. Good. So setting yourself up in a classic all fours position, so having the hands directly under the shoulders, have the knees directly under the hips. Good. Just taking a few moments to ground yourself into the mat. So this is where really using our support. Gravity is our best friend. We're using gravity to move through those yoga poses. Let's bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then slowly start to draw the shoulder blades down. Again, making space between the shoulders and the ears. Good, and then from there we're just going to move into the back a little bit. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine, dropping the head. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding through the spine. And again, inhale to lift. Exhale, rounding through the spine. This should feel really, really nice to just get a little bit of movement into the back. So let's do a couple of more, really enjoying the stretch, especially if you're rounding through the spine. And last time, to really open up through the heart area. And exhale. Good. And then just coming to a flat back. So by that I mean, again, starting to engage the core muscles, drawing the navel back to the spine, pulling the rib cage in. So we're trying to flatten the lower back. So if we're doing this, we're just collapsing in the lower back. If we're just engaging the muscles a little bit more, containing ourselves, containing the belly, bringing the back to parallel to the floor or something like that. Good. So from here we're going to lift the right arm in line with the rest of the body. Good. Keep breathing in and out through the nose and then slowly bring the arm back. Good. And then we're going to lift the left arm in line with the rest of the body. Good. And then slowly release. Let's try one arm, one leg. So we're going to do opposite arm and leg. Let's start with the right arm and the left leg. It doesn't matter which side you start because we're just going to be alternating. So very slowly, with control, inhale to lift and extend the right arm and the left leg. Exhale, slowly bringing them back. Inhale, lifting the left arm, right leg. Exhale, bringing them back. So see if you can lift the arm and the leg at the same time and also bringing them back at the same time. Making sure that the lower back stays flat. I probably slightly collapsed in the lower back now because I wasn't paying close attention. So just keep reminding yourself to draw the rib cage in, engage those abdominal muscles, lifting Mula Bandha, activating Mula Bandha, lifting the pelvic floor. Just alternating both sides. So really, really good for all those muscles in the back. Very good for the brain as well, as we're working the right and the left side of the body, which are linked to the right and left side of the brain. So let's do one more on each side. Good. Last one. And then coming back to child's pose. So sitting back on your heels. Extend the arms forward, just resting the forehead on the floor. Taking a few breaths. Breathing into the space in between the shoulder blades. So just stay here for a few breaths. I've come up out of that because I think it's difficult for you to hear. But just take these few moments to reset the body and come back to your breath. Good, a couple of more breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back to all fours. And then from there, we're going to tuck the toes under and let's come up into downward dog. So first downward dog of the day. Let's just keep it very fluid, bending one leg, straightening the other leg, just moving a little bit. Maybe making tiny waves with the back, bringing the head in as well. And then just coming back to your classic downward dog, lifting the hips up and just releasing the heels down towards the floor. So opening the front of the armpits, opening the chest without overarching the back. So there's still this sense of containing the rib cage. Still a little bit of drawing that navel back to the spine. Good. Just experiment a little bit with lifting the pelvic floor in this position. Slightly more difficult. And then just move the head from side to side to make sure that there's no tension in the neck. Good. And then from there, just release for a few moments, coming back into child's pose. It's been a little bit of work in the arms, so have the arms alongside the body, resting the forehead on the ground. Coming back to your breath, just taking a few breaths here in your child's pose. And when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back up into all fours, tucking the toes under, coming back into downward dog. And from downward dog, we're going to come forward into plank. So it's okay to adjust the width of your feet and your hands here. So you want the hands directly under the shoulders, and we're trying to create a straight line with the body. Now if it's too much, drop the knees down towards the floor. Good. So you decide where you want to take your practice, how strong you feel. There's no point holding plank position if you can't breathe anymore, if you can't smile. So just double check that you're still happy, that you can still breathe, that you can still smile. So just holding it for another 3 breaths if you can, otherwise dropping the knees down. Good, strong work here. And then from there, dropping the knees down, going back to child's pose. Either extend the arms forward or have the arms alongside the body. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Taking another couple of breaths here. Good. Well done. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back up into downward dog. Good. And we're just going to work a little bit more dynamically. So we're going to come forward, keep the toes tucked under. Inhale, lifting the chest. So we're coming into sort of upward dog, but keeping the toes tucked under. Exhale, bringing yourself back into downward dog. Inhale, coming forward, lifting the chest. Exhale, engaging the core, coming back into downward dog. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, back into downward dog. Good, 2 more. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward dog. And last one, so giving the arms and the shoulders quite a workout as well. Good. And let's rest in child's pose. So bring the knees down. Taking your preferred variation of child's pose, either the arms extended or the arms alongside the body. Just coming back to your breath. It's always good to strengthen the body, so do something to build up the muscles and then go into this relaxation pose, just letting the body absorb all the benefits. Good. But then kind of letting go of the pose. So whatever has happened in the last pose, it doesn't matter as we move on to the next one. So let's come up to standing from there. So bringing yourself slowly up into downward dog, and then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, keeping the feet about hip distance apart. Take hold of the elbows, just letting the head drop, moving the head from side to side, and then releasing the arms, slowly rolling yourself up to standing from there. Good. So we're going to stand in mountain pose. Bring the feet together. Good. Turn around for you this way. Bringing the feet together, big toes are touching. Lift all the toes and see if you can spread the toes really wide. And then placing them down on the mat one by one, starting from the little toe. Really engaging the legs. So we're building up our foundation, really pressing down through all four corners of the feet, engaging the legs, lifting the chest. So tall, making yourself a little bit taller than you might think you are. Roll the shoulders back, lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling, closing your eyes for a few moments, and just remembering what it feels like standing strong. Feeling completely balanced. Good, and then let's open the eyes and we'll work a little bit of balancing. We're going to do tree pose. So think about your left foot first of all. We're starting to ground down through the left foot, just picking up the right foot off the ground. There might be a little bit of wobbling. That's okay. And then bring the sole of the foot, of the right foot, either to the inside of the ankle, the shin, or all the way up towards the groin. Just make sure you're not pressing into the knee. Bring the hands together at the center of the chest to remind yourself to lift up tall. So thinking, visualizing yourself as this tree rooting down through the earth, growing up really tall. Good. So very important here, if we're coming back to the core, keep lifting the pelvic floor. Keep squeezing the hips together, drawing the navel back to the spine. This is really going to help you to stay centered, to stay strong in this pose. And then maybe you want to lift the arms up over the head. Maybe you want to bring the palms together. So just notice what feels good for you today. Another couple of breaths. Absolutely fine if you wobble, if you fall out, just come back into it again, giving it another go, and then slowly release. So balancing feels different from day to day. It feels different in the morning and in the evening. So walking out the feet a little bit, and then we're going to see what the other side feels like. So let's focus on the right foot, spreading the right toes, lifting the left foot off the ground. So choose a position for the foot inside of the ankle, the shin, or using the hand to bring it all the way up towards the groin, bringing the hands together at the center of the chest. And here, again, don't judge. One side might feel completely different to the other side. Think about the tailbone pointing down. Think about, again, drawing the rib cage in towards you. So we're focusing on a strong core. Good. activating Mula Bandha. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Finding a point of focus in front of you. Maybe try lifting the arms over the head. Either have the arms a little bit further apart, depending on your shoulders. If you're very flexible in the shoulders, you can bring the hands together. Keep breathing, keep lifting up and grounding down at the same time. Good, another couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, very slowly, with control, release. Good, and let's walk out the feet a little bit. And let's do another couple of standing postures. So come to the top of the mat. Again, coming back into mountain pose from here, and then we're going to step back with the left foot. So we're going to move from warrior 1 into warrior 3. So just making sure you've got a little bit of space in front of you. That's why I'm moving backwards, so you'll be able to see. So take your hands to your waist. Oops, wobbling a little bit. And see that your hips are pointing forward. So bring the left hip forward and the right hip back slightly. So we're moving into this way. So we're moving forward. So from there, inhale, exhale, bend the front knee, having the knee directly over the ankle. And you might feel it quite strongly in the back leg. Inhale, lifting the arms up, looking up towards the ceiling or looking straight ahead, depending on your head. Now in this one, I really want you to again focus on your core muscles. So bring the rib cage in towards you. Sometimes we tend to overarch, and we can use this as a lovely back bend as well. But for today, I want you to keep the rib cage in, keep lifting. So thinking about lifting up rather than bending, arching the spine. So keep lifting the pelvic floor. Good, and then from there we're going to bring the hands on the waist, shift the weight forward into the front leg. So slowly bringing yourself forward, and we're going to bring the back leg in, and then see if you can bring the leg parallel to the floor. So you can have the arms out to the sides like an aeroplane. I haven't got room for this. Or you can take the arms alongside the body, which is a lot stronger. So you decide, making one straight line with the body. And then from there, just make sure you've got enough energy to gracefully step back into warrior 1. Taking a breath here. Bring the hands to the waist and step forward to release into mountain pose. Good, so let's do this all on the other side. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale. Let's bend the front knee, finding our warrior 1. Keeping the rib cage in. So think about lifting. You'll feel it much stronger at the front of the back thigh. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Good, a couple of more long breaths. Really, really good for strong legs, good for your posture. Let's bring the hands to the waist, coming into warrior 3. So shifting the weight forward, bringing the back leg in. So trying to bring the leg parallel to the floor, either the arms out to the sides, keeping the hands on the waist, or taking the arms forward. And don't be afraid to take it a step back. I would probably have the arms out to the sides if I had space, or actually I'm going to bring them onto the hips. So just honoring your body, it's absolutely fine. So coming back into warrior one from here. Couple of breaths. And then bring the hands to the waist, stepping forward into mountain pose. Close your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, just letting go of this pose. Inhale, lifting the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding yourself forward. Inhale, coming up onto the fingertips. Exhale, bring the hands flat on the ground, stepping back into plank. Bring the knees down, keeping the elbows in. Bring the chest down. Inhale, coming into a low cobra. Exhale, hands and knees. Back into downward dog. Couple of breaths here. And then from there, we're going to look forward. And we're either going to step or hop yourself forward. Coming into sitting. Good. So let's do a little bit more core work from here. So we're going to do boat pose when you're ready. So first of all, we're just going to lift up through the spine. Draw the shoulder blades down and just lift the feet off the ground. So you can have your hands to support your legs. Just finding our balance here. So very important to keep the shoulders broad, lifting the chest and breathing here. Good. So again, let this movement come from the very, very deep inside, from the core muscles. So think about lifting that pelvic floor, engaging the core. Maybe start to bring the shins parallel to the floor. Maybe you want to release the arms. Just make sure you can still open up through the chest. So I'm holding the arms out like this because there's no other, there's nowhere to put them otherwise without closing the shoulders. So squeeze the thighs together. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. Couple of more breaths, and then bringing the knees in towards the chest, bringing the knees in, the forehead onto the knees to release. Good. Couple of more breaths. And let's do this all again. So pick your option now. You can either stay with this version where the shins are parallel to the floor, or you can experiment with straightening the legs. So working to your level. My back doesn't feel great today, so I'm staying with this version, honoring my own body. Keep breathing. Squeezing the thighs together. 2 more breaths, and then bringing the knees in towards the chest. Releasing the back, and then from there we're slowly going to come to lying down on the back. So slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll yourself down, coming to lying flat on the back, which should be feeling really, really nice. Let's bring the knees in towards the chest for a little bit of a massage of the lower back, rocking from side to side. So very important to work those core muscles, but it's also very important to learn how to release afterwards. Good. So let's stretch out the legs a little bit. Let's stretch out the back. So extending the left leg. Use the hands to draw the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Flexing the left foot. Strong leg. On the exhale, just drawing the knee in a little bit closer towards you. Good, and then from there, releasing the right arm. You can extend the right arm to the side if you have space, and then using the left hand to gently bring the knee across towards the left into a twist, looking over your right shoulder. So left leg stays active, the foot stays flexed. Beautiful twist here. Releasing the back, slowly coming back to center and releasing the right leg. Good, and let's do the left side. So using the hands to draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder, flexing the right foot, right leg is strong. On the exhale, just bringing the leg in a little bit closer. Keep breathing. Good, a couple of more breaths. And then from there, releasing the left arm out to the side, and use the right hand to draw the leg over to the right, looking over your left shoulder. Enjoying this lovely twist. Good, a couple of more breaths. And then slowly release from there. And we're going to release the left leg, and then setting yourself up for final relaxation for Shavasana. So lying on your back, having the palms facing up towards the ceiling. So if you're feeling a little bit chilly, then use a blanket, put on some socks, maybe a jumper, to make you feel warm and comfortable. So we're only going to stay here for a couple of minutes, but it's so important not to skip Shavasana even after a short practice. This is really where the yoga begins. So Shavasana is our corpse pose, so we're just going to play dead for a couple of minutes. So staying here for as long as you would like to, as long as you've got time, otherwise starting to move the fingers and the toes, taking a few deeper breaths, and then take the arms over the head, bring the legs together, stretching through the fingertips, stretching through the toes, making the body really long. And then bending one leg, bending the other leg, bring the knees in towards the chest, rocking from side to side. Rolling yourself over to one side and slowly coming back up to sitting. Sitting in a cross-legged position, just resting the palms on the knees, closing the eyes for a moment. Keep the awareness inwards, just for another few breaths, noticing how the body feels even after this short practice, how the energy has changed, how your breath might have changed. And Again, bringing the hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale, exhale, bow your head down.